20 years ago, I received a phone call that no one wants to receive. My mother had been in a terrible car wreck. Her bones, they were shattered from head to toe. Both her life and mine were forever changed. When I'm asked why we represent the injured, it's simple. It's personal to me and my firm. And I must say, we're darn good at what we do. Wedemark Keith, it's more to us. It's personal.
Knowing someone is there for you means a lot. So when you're ready to talk Medicare, we're here to listen and answer questions. For almost 80 years, we've helped Tennesseans find the right health insurance plans for them. Because having support so close to home can make a big difference. We'll walk you through our all-in-one Medicare Advantage PPO plans, including a $0 primary care copay with no referrals required, $0 premium options, $0 generic drug copay options, dental coverage, and an over-the-counter allowance. We also offer vision and hearing aid coverage, plus a free fitness program. And if you live in North Georgia, we also offer PPO plans in Catoosa, Dade, and Walker counties. Visit us online or call us at 1-888-902-2321. That's 1-888-902-2321.
At Massey & Associates, we've fought for our clients for over 20 years. If you've been injured in an accident on the road or because of someone else's negligence, choose the law firm that fights to win. Massey & Associates, you gotta get Gary.
I wasn't able to do something that I love because of my foot pain. I wasn't able to go on hikes. I got these arch supports years ago, and they are still really helping and still making such a difference.
See for yourself with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Sit, 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 sit,
Good morning. So nice to see you as we begin yet another week here on 3+U. Hope always that you've had a wonderful weekend and that your Halloween candy is in your house. Only a few days to go. We're going to begin the show this morning with a good friend of ours, Dr. Tiffany Alberg with Alberg Audiology. And this morning she's talking accessories when it comes to your hearing aids. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
So I wouldn't think about hearing, I guess that makes sense that hearing aids would have accessories.
Yeah, so whenever people have devices, sometimes they need different tools to help in different situations. And so there are things like microphones that significant others or friends can wear so that if they're in a lot of background noise, it takes the voice straight to the hearing devices. Or they can connect it to their television and it Bluetooths directly to the hearing devices.
Ooh, that's called a marriage saver.
Yeah, yeah, my men love it. So they can watch their ball games and they can walk around the house. And
okay, let's talk about the ball games for a minute. Because is that kind of a 2-for-1 thing? Because if you're watching a ball game, there is kind of some ambient noise too, right? A lot of surrounding noise of the crowd.
Yeah.
So does that Bluetooth device
It helps.
cover both
it
things?
helps to pick out the speech from the background noise that everybody complains of, whether it's music in the background.
Yeah.
You know, I hear that a lot. Music in the background, or reverberation between the TV and your actual sitting space that you're watching the TV from. So all of those things help with just what we call signal-to-noise ratio, so that the signal is louder than the noise.
So these accessories, are they a one-size-fits-all or are they device-specific?
They're device-specific. Well, they're manufacturer-specific, so every company will have different devices. And
Okay.
there's something else called the Roger, which is an FM system. So it's the same exact system as a kid uses in the classroom when the teacher wears a microphone and it Bluetooths straight to the kids or the child's hearing devices. So there is like no distance between the speech and the ear. So
you know, when you invest in a hearing aid, it is just that. I mean, it's not inexpensive.
Yep.
Are the accessories a little bit more affordable?
Are. I mean, well, they're more affordable than a hearing aid, and it depends on the manufacturer. I had a friend ask me about one yesterday, and I looked it up, and every time I look them up, the price, I'm like, wow, they are expensive, but when they're a solution, a long-term solution, I mean, they're not that. They're nowhere near what a
It
hearing
becomes a
aid is.
quality of life question.
It does,
right?
yeah.
I was having a conversation with somebody yesterday, and he was telling me about a member of his family who was having some trouble with his hearing, and he has a hearing device, and he went to go maybe have it, I don't know, just maybe checked, or to see about perhaps buying new ones. I think that might have been it. Anyway, cut to the chase. They couldn't do anything until they dealt with the wax in his ears.
Yeah.
A lot. So when you wear a hearing device, does that tend to increase the wax production just because it's in there more?
So it can go, so sometimes people have wax, and every time you push the hearing aid in the ear, it keeps it from actually coming out the ear. So that can, sometimes I do see people increase their wax production when they have the hearing aid in. I think the ear is like, there's something new in the ear, let's get rid of it. So they might accumulate wax for a brief period of time that's more than what they used to have.
Is it created, it's a gross question, but is it sweat? Like if your ear sweats, does that create wax?
No, well, it's, so you have these glands in your ear that are similar. They release a oil. It's a little thicker than what we get on the rest of our body. So you have that secretion of oil, and then you have dead skin, and those two things mix, and then you have this substance that's wax, and it can range in color from like a really light yellow, that's usually new wax, and then once it's been in there for a while, it turns almost black because it's picking up debris, and I mean, it has a function. It keeps the outside things from getting in our ear. It's protective to our ears. So.
Okay, so don't over clean your ear.
Yeah.
Just don't under clean
Yeah, it's
your
normal.
ear.
It's not really, to me, it's not gross, I know.
So I think a lot of us think it's kind of cool, fascinating, but with the accessories, are they something that we're heading towards the holidays? Are these purchasable as a gift, as crazy as that
I
sounds?
have people do that a lot.
Really?
Yes, especially for the television. Men love the TV units. It is definitely something that, especially, you know, like all the ball games, and you have the playoffs and things like that, and so men are glued to the TV during that season.
So is it something that you just put next to your TV and then it's connected into your hearing aids?
Yeah.
What about the programming and the setup? Is it complicated?
No, well, we set it up as far as the Bluetooth connection between the devices and the accessory, and then all it takes at home is a plugging into the back of the TV, and then obviously a power source.
Okay. I did mention the holidays. Besides Halloween, Thanksgiving's going to be around the corner. That's typically your big everyone's together time.
Yeah.
So kind of those telltale signs that somebody's struggling include what? Remind us.
Well, answering yes when that doesn't make any sense, shaking their head and like you know that they didn't hear or understand, saying what multiple times, answering to the wrong question, so having a response that doesn't make any sense. So all of those things, you know, sometimes people just look really confused because it's not because they're confused, but it's they don't hear.
Or withdrawing from the conversation
Yeah.
then too.
Yeah.
So is it a good idea, because most people are kind of reluctant to have the conversation of, hey, mom or dad, I think you ought to go have it checked. Can you go like a, hey, let's have a mother-daughter baseline hearing
I have that
test?
all the time. I have, well, most of the time it's more of like either friends or husband and wife team that come in, but it has been daughter and mother day too. So yeah, we've seen that many times.
That can be the door opener.
Yes.
Okay, so here's how you find her. It's Alberg Audiology. And by the way, I didn't ask you, but do you sell those accessories?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so if you're doing your Christmas shopping early, you can contact her at albergaudiology.com. She's there on North Ocoee Street in Cleveland. If you're looking to have your hearing checked, she would love to help you, she and her team, and they will make it specific for your ear, nothing generic about what they do.
Right.
Thank you, Tiffany.
Thank you.
So you were lucky you came on our Dad Joke of the Week day. So for all of you men out there or the moms who want a good laugh around the supper table tonight, here's our good friend Jason with this week's Dad Joke of the Week.
Your Dad Joke of the Week, brought to you by West Yellowknife Trading Post.
Thank you and welcome back to this week's edition of the Dad Joke of the Week. Yesterday, I watched a guy spill all his Scrabble letters on the road. I had to ask him, what's the word on the street? You know, I was a limo driver for 20 years and I never had a single customer. All that time and nothing to show for it. Thank you.
Jason, come on, that was bad, really bad. Who writes these for you anyway, Greg? Anyway, for something good though, come to West Yellowknife in Dalton. You better get it when you see it at the knife.
They say break bread with your enemies. I say go further. Take their favorite sandwich, break it, fill it up with delicious fried chicken.
Fried chicken on a Philly?
That's how they show love in Philly. Finally, the Philly done right.
I'm C-Mark.
I'm John Mark.
I've got a radar gun, and we are standing on the Volkswagen overpass above I-75.
More than 115,000 vehicles pass through our community every day on I-75.
A large number of those vehicles are 40-ton tractor trailers.
A 40-ton missile can ruin your life and the life of your family in an instant.
I just clocked that one doing 83 miles an hour.
If you've been hurt in a truck accident, give us a call.
265-HURT.
That's 265-4878.
Truck drivers, please slow down.
Lives depend on it.
WRCB TV Chattanooga, Local 3, an equal opportunity employer, is dedicated to providing broad outreach regarding job vacancies at the station.
We seek the help of local organizations in referring qualified applicants to our station.
Organizations that wish to receive our vacancy information should contact Callie Starnes at WRCB
by calling 423-267-5412
or email cstarnes@local3news.com.
I got hurt at work. My company said I didn't need a lawyer, so I filed a comp claim myself. I thought it was all taken care of, but now time is running out and I may not get paid.
Be careful, the workers' comp system is full of traps and tricky deadlines.
If you miss one, you might have killed your case.
So call us right now.
The insiders were on top of my workers' comp case. Everything was filed on time and they got me $140,000.
I'm Brent.
And I'm Jay. If you've been hurt on the job, call us.
It's just that easy.
265-1100.
Zaxby's new chicken parm-loaded fries come with aged Parmesan, classic marinara, creamy garlic sauce, and of course, hand-breaded chicken. It's a southern dish with Italian subtitles. Woo, saucy! Zaxby's.
Count on Local 3 News for more local stories.
The state and regional champs of Ringgold High School are back to reclaim their first place win, not on the field, not on the court, but on the stage this time, and you were invited because Ringgold High School's performing arts program, they're the reigning champion in Georgia's one-act theatrical competition, and this year they're back bigger and better than ever before, putting on a show called All Shook Up. 4 members of the cast are with me this morning: Braden Roach, Luke Garberick, Jaden Hatch, and Amy Skurgic. Good to see you all. And you look very rested. I'm glad I'm catching you early in the week because this is Tech Week for you guys, right? Mm-hmm. Which, for those who don't know, in the theatrical world, that means no sleep for a few days, pretty much, right? Yeah. So I think some people might be watching a little bit, Braden, and thinking, what do you mean state champs for a theatrical competition? But in Georgia, this one-act competition is really considered a sport, and y'all are the reigning state champions.
Yes, ma'am, we are. So last year we did Mary Poppins, and there's 8 schools in our region and 8 schools that we compete with as state, and we came out on top.
So you begin with a regional competition, which is coming up in November. Then hopefully you'll make it on to state. But before you can take the stage for the regional competition, you first got to perform for your fans here, and that's this week. Opening night, Jaden, is Thursday?
Thursday at 7.
Okay, so y'all are loving the show. I hear it's funny, Luke.
It's so fun and so funny.
So set us up for the show. What's it about?
So it's about a lot of people falling in love, and then other people don't fall in love with them, but it has a bunch of little mini love stories in it.
Oh, so it's high school?
Yes.
Okay, so for those who come to the show, Amy, if they're of a certain age, the music is probably going to be a little bit familiar, right? This is set in the 1950s?
Yes. So a lot of our music is inspired by Elvis. So we have, of course, iconic songs like I Can't Help Falling in Love with You, Hound Dog, Heartbreak Hotel, Jailhouse Rock, all of these amazing songs that I'm sure a lot of our audience members have grown up with.
But were they familiar to you as a cast when y'all first began rehearsal? Some of you knew them, some of you didn't?
Yeah, sorta. Like, as I've done the show, I've been more like listening to Elvis. But
yeah.
When I first heard of the show, Brandon told me it was Elvis, and I was like, oh, okay, so like I Can't Help Falling in Love with You. That's basically
you knew
the
that
song
one.
we all knew.
Okay, so are you Elvis?
Basically, yeah.
Basically, yeah. So how much fun are you having?
Oh, it's awesome. He's just this cool, laid-back roustabout. He has a motorcycle, and then he comes into town and just spreads all his music.
Do you actually have a motorcycle in the show?
We do, yes ma'am.
You do. So part of what makes y'all champions is that no detail is left untouched when y'all hit that stage. So back to the setup of this for people who will come. The one-act competition is just that. It's short. You have a time limit, right?
Yes.
How long is the show?
It's 55
minutes.
Oh, look, they have it memorized. 55 minutes, because if you go over that, you're penalized. So I bring that up for people because this is a busy time of year for folks. Your opening night is a Thursday night. All they have to do is come and give you an hour, and you're going to give them an evening or the rest of the day to talk about how much fun they had in that audience. How big is your cast in general? Do you know offhand, Luke? How many of you there are?
It's about like 26.
Okay. So the 4 of you were chosen to come here today. Okay, so what's your character's name?
Chad.
Chad. Who are you, Luke?
My name's Dennis.
Dennis. Who are you, Amy?
Miss Sandra.
Miss Sandra. Okay. And who are you?
My character's name is Lorraine.
Lorraine. So are you the heavy? If you're Miss Sandra, are you the one putting the clamps on them?
So in the show, I own a museum, and when I come out to introduce the museum and say that the museum is open, Chad falls in love with me, but I don't fall in love with him.
Okay. I'm sure she's going to let you down nicely. Let's go into the music about it a little bit more. The 50s were known for some pretty tight harmonies, I think. Are y'all having fun with harmonies in this show?
So much fun.
Oh, did you see their faces light up? Okay, tell me why. You all were excited about that. What makes the harmonizing so much fun?
I think it's just really cool that as students we get to like help direct some of that. We have some section leaders, and Braden is our music director, and we get to like teach the students their parts, and it's just like super fun. It sounds so good.
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up, because that's one more thing that kind of makes y'all a little bit different at Ringgold High School. So much of this, you have excellent directors, I know, but this is largely student-led too, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So you have music leaders. Is there a choreography in this show?
Oh yeah,
yes.
Okay, so do you have students who handle the choreography?
Yes, we have 2 dance captains, and then I'm the assistant dance captain.
You're the assistant. So what kind of dancing are we going to see?
You're going to see like a bunch of 50s moves. Like, I like to think of it as like choir. We're all like bunched up together, and we're like moving around and just having fun.
Do you do the twist? You do? Okay. So let's talk to you about the theater. So often you go to a show and you're not quite sure if it's going to be first come first serve seating, or you hope that there's going to be enough of a slope to it to be able to actually see the stage. Your theater is second to none. So when we show people how to get their tickets, they can actually reserve a seat ahead of time.
Yes.
The acoustics are fantastic, right? So do you have a favorite scene with a 55-minute show? It's got to be tough, I would think, to only have 1 or 2 favorite moments, because it all goes by very quickly. But do you have some favorite scenes?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, what, Luke?
I love Heartbreak Hotel.
Okay.
Heartbreak Hotel is probably like one of my favorite numbers.
I have a favorite scene. So these 3, and then our other lead, her name's Emery Ellis. They're all in this scene, and they sing Hound Dog. And it's so good, and it's such a good song. I love that scene to watch.
Okay, so you said this is basically, though, a series of romance vignettes almost, right? Different people in the cast are falling in and out of love with each other all the time. So as teenagers, is that sometimes a challenge to do? Because these are your friends in everyday life, I'm guessing, and then you're having a different persona with them on stage. Is that sometimes tough to do?
It's really cool because we are all so connected with one another, and we do a lot of things in and outside of our program in order to build this connection. So then on stage, it just feels like almost natural. It doesn't feel like, it doesn't feel like Luke and Amy. It feels like our characters, because our directors do an amazing job of helping us do character development and to embody our characters like as soon as we walk on that stage.
Well, they must, otherwise you wouldn't be the reigning regional and state champs. So are you ready?
Yes,
So
we
ready.
are.
So
You're going to
ready.
conquer that stage? So opening night is this Thursday, then there's a Saturday matinee and a Saturday night closing performance, right? The public is welcome, I think, to come to the regional competition, which will be at the school on November 1st. Okay, so here's your ticket information. It's kind of a mouthful, but here's where you go. RHS Performing Arts, www.ludus.com. And when you go on that website, you can actually see the seating chart and see what seats have been taken, which ones are open, and buy your tickets online. I think it's just $10 for a ticket. Easy enough for you to get there. If you're not sure you've got the time, don't worry about it ahead of time. Just show up day of. Nice parents will greet you and get you a ticket. That's the best in the house available at the time. If I put you on the spot, could you sing something? No, is that unfair?
We have. We can sing "Can't Help Falling in Love."
Just a little closeout.
Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you.
Y'all are great. Thank you.
Thank you.
West Yellowknife Trading Post has everything under the sun. Barn door hardware kits only $59.99. 3/4 inch plywood just $26.50 a sheet. Don't pay big box prices, but hurry. Limited quantities available. You better get it when you see it at West Yellowknife.
Time now for our Seen and Unseen segment.
All of us are created equal in the image of God, our Creator.
The Lord reminds us we must love one another as much as we love ourselves. This is the only way forward.
Want a flatter, tighter tummy? Then check out new Ab EX from Sono Bello.
Doctor, after my pregnancies, my body just never bounced back. I had this stomach overhang that made me really self-conscious.
It's not your fault. That stubborn fat and excess skin is very difficult to get rid of with diet and exercise alone.
That's exactly why I went to Sono Bello. I really trust their team of experts, and I finally got the flat stomach I had always wanted.
Introducing Ab EX from Sono Bello. Remove fat and lose excess skin permanently in just one visit.
AbEX is a great alternative to a tummy tuck because that overhang you mentioned becomes flat and tight fast with minimal downtime.
Schedule your free, no obligation consultation now to learn more about Ab EX by Sono Bello. Call 1-888-426-6082 or go to sonobello.com.
West Yellowknife Trading Post has everything under the sun. Shower inserts with low entry for tub replacements just $149. Don't pay big box prices, but hurry, limited quantities available. You better get it when you see it at West Yellowknife.
This time of year, all of us are looking for a way or an excuse to get outside and sit fireside. Lucky for us, we found our excuse this morning, courtesy of Carol Fincher, who's with Redstone Estates, and she has invited us out to sit by her fire. Good to see you.
Yes, good to see you, Julie.
What
Thank
a
you.
lovely spot. When I first got here, I didn't know where we were going to be.
Right.
And I looked out those beautiful windows that you have in your main entranceway to this massive fire and this wonderful space y'all have here. This is lovely.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. We are very proud of it, and the residents love the fire pit. Love to be outside in all seasons, but they really, even when it's not quite cool enough to turn the fire on, they want to turn it on anyway.
So, you know, I love it when we come on location because I get to talk about what I really see.
Right.
When you're in studio with us, that's great too, but you bring
Yeah.
pictures with you and your own knowledge.
Exactly.
We come here, we see it. So,
Yeah.
got here and it's lunchtime.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing is prepped. I'm just walking in the door, and what
Right.
do I hear but chatter? Everyone's having lunch. It smelled so good.
Thank you.
When I walked
Thank you.
in.
Yeah.
This is really and truly home.
Yes, it really is, and they're, you know, they're happy, and that's the kind of sounds we want people to hear when they come in. You know, happy people enjoying their lives.
So you told me a secret that I had not known before, since I mentioned that it's lunchtime. Probably, I'm guessing, that everybody I saw in there this afternoon lives here.
Yes, they do.
But they
do.
might not, because when they know that friends and family come here, so you can, while they get their food for free,
right?
Guests can purchase off the menu.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, it is the food is really amazing, and it's so good that friends and family want to come and eat. So we ended up actually putting prices on our menu. That's how often they come to eat, because our residents don't pay for lunch, but they, there are guests basically every day, and they order off the menu, and enjoy their meals.
Well, so you could come here and visit somebody, and you could who lives here, and you could just meet in the dining area and enjoy some company and sit on one of their lovely sofas or come out here. If you choose to go back to the apartment, there too it feels like home.
Yes.
So where we're sitting outside, there are all these balconies that I'm looking out on. They're all decorated. People have their plants up there. You can tell they enjoy it.
They do, and the patios, the balconies and the patios has been really beautiful this past summer. All kinds of green plants, and then the flowering plants and everything. And so they then decided they wanted to have a gardening club, so we put some raised gardens in for them, and we had more tomatoes than we could share with the residents. Plus, of course, they use the tomatoes and some of the herbs in the kitchen also. So it was just a lovely season for the plants.
Life here is independent living?
It is. It is independent living. Well, I like to call it supportive living.
Okay.
Because, independent, sometimes you think about just a regular apartment out in the community. You come and you go, and you might pass a few of your neighbors. You might know a few of them. But here, it's really a community together where you get to know each other. And we have housekeeping, activities, the food services, all the kind of things that support independent living, so that basically my thought generally is that we want you to have the energy that you have as you get older to enjoy your life and to socialize with your neighbors instead of having to clean the apartment, go to the grocery store, cook, wash the dishes. All that takes energy. And, as we get older, our energy seems to not be what it used to be. And so with all these things taken care of, they can use their energy to just enjoy what should be the golden years.
Right. Okay, I'll tell you a few more observations then that I find. One is in something that you just said. And you said, my thought is that this is what it ought to be. At Redstone Estates, this is not corporate.
No.
That's a very important thing, I think, to point out.
That is a very important thing. It is owned locally by a family who care very much about their residents and about the community at Redstone here. So that is a very good. It's not cookie cutter like sometimes where companies have places in Dallas and Atlanta and Boston and here, there, and so everything sort of runs like it should be the same, whereas we all know Chattanooga is not Boston, it is not Dallas, it is not, so this is all hometown.
Okay, out in the home, again, I have loved this since the first time I stepped in here. So we're sitting on this patio, and right over Carol's shoulder, there's a fence. And there's a backyard. Lots of different homes and their backyards abut. And I love it because there's a tree house and a ladder. And I don't know if the kids still come to play, but how fun would that be to sit out here and hear the laughter of children?
Right. Right, and that's a good thing for the residents too, because most of them have grandchildren, and the sound of laughter and the sight of children is good for them, and we have a lot of grandchildren that visit here, so we see kids around here in the building a lot too.
Okay, back to the family that owns it. They are local.
Yes.
So they want to take care of their own. You typically feel awkward. You told me, talking about the pricing of living here, I guess because for some people it can sound too good to be true, but it's true. You want to share?
Exactly. Yes. We have prices that start around $18.95 a month. And then it just depends on the services and the type of apartment you have. We have studios, we have 1 bedrooms, and we have 2 bedrooms. And the 2 bedrooms have 2 complete baths, which is a really neat thing because, sometimes couples even like to have their own full bathroom, but then sometimes, sisters might elderly
Right.
sisters might want to move in together, and so there's full services, you know, in both of the bathrooms instead of
Right.
it being a half bath on the second one.
Or if you're just thinking if my family comes to visit, they wouldn't have
Exactly.
anywhere to stay, now they do.
Exactly. I actually do have some residents who there's only one living in the 2-bedroom, and that's either a guest room or in some cases they made a sewing room
That's
or
right.
a library room,
That's
hobby
right.
room, something else like that.
That's right. So if people want to come here to visit and have a chance to sit by the fire too, do they make an appointment? Is that ideal?
It is ideal. I mean, we're open to visitors anytime. I like to be able to talk with people personally myself, and so I like for them to make an appointment simply because if they came right now, obviously I'd be talking with you.
Right.
And I wouldn't get the opportunity to meet them and show them around, you know. So appointments are ideal, but they're not necessary.
All right, I wish we had some marshmallows and graham crackers. We could make some s'mores while we're out here. But here's where you'll contact them at Redstone Estates, the phone number and website there on your screen. It is not corporate, it is locally owned. Thank you.
Thank you.
Winter weather is coming, and we know that each winter here can be very different. I'm looking at the data, the models, and applying my local experience to let you know what you can expect from this winter. Thursday at 6, only on Local 3 News.
Seeing clearly matters. Being seen matters more.
Get 40% off lenses on a complete pair purchase.
Nobody cares for eyes more than Pearl.
Rogers Funeral Home has been honoring the families of South Pittsburgh and Jasper since 1925. The care that is put into every celebration of life reflects the dignity and respect that is synonymous with the Rogers name. The name that stands by your side before, during, and after your loss. A legacy of honoring lives. A tradition of trust. Rogers Funeral Home, celebrating your loved one's hometown life.
On the weekends, some folks step up their game, like bringing home Jack's Fan Faves value meal. Our chicken nuggets, mac and cheese, and a drink for just $5.99. Now, Miss Ashley, I ain't saying she can run a post route, but she's got hands as golden as the nugget she snags. The fresh, hand-breaded, all-white meat chicken is a catch in itself. Try them with our handmade sauces. Score our Fan Faves value meal for just $5.99. It's quite a haul.
The people and places in the Tennessee Valley are special. Join Local 3 News as we explore our communities, bringing you the hidden treasures and unusual local stories in your town. That's coverage you can count on.
Okay, admit it, you know it, you're already beginning to think about Christmas. I know that Halloween is just the season of the moment, but that's kind of the ushering in, right, of the fun of the Christmas season. And it seems like every year that ushering in comes earlier and earlier. So this year, mark your calendar, beginning November 2nd through the 5th, to head down to Dalton. Candace Eaton will definitely welcome you when you get there. She is the Executive Director of the Downtown Dalton Development Authority.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
So this is not only a fun time, it's a celebratory time for you because it's your 25th year for this open house.
25th anniversary of our holiday open house. One of our staple shops downtown, Raspberry Row, when they moved to downtown 25 years ago, they were like, we've got to do something. So it's always the first weekend of November, starting on that Thursday, and we hang the Christmas lights already. We are ready for the
You are
season.
ready to go.
Yes.
So we have occasion to travel through Dalton fairly frequently here for 3+U because once a month we go down to Chatsworth, Georgia.
Yes, ma'am.
And so we go through Dalton. And I get the pleasure of sitting in the back seat, so I get to look. And I have so much fun. I don't know the roads, but those historic houses,
yes, ma'am,
tree-lined streets, it's charming. And then when you get into downtown, that charm just is enhanced.
We love it. It's like a little, you know, it's our own little piece of heaven right there. We've been working on some revitalization projects, and this summer we've, you know, repainted all the bricks downtown. So we joke it's not the yellow brick
brick road. It's the red brick road.
Oh, that's cute.
So, you know, get out on one end, shop from one end, eat, and go to the other end. It's very walkable, and it's just a pleasure.
You kind of have almost what happens in Dalton stays in Dalton. So the art created there
Yes, ma'am.
is second to none, and I'm guessing a lot of that will be showcased during this open house.
Absolutely, and you know, along with the open house, we have the Creative Arts Guild.
Right.
They host the annual Kiwanis Pancake Breakfast.
Okay.
So you can swing by there, tour their gardens, tour their art, which is in downtown, get some pancakes, and then go on and shop.
When COVID hit and the world could go wherever it wanted, I'm guessing a lot of folks chose Dalton.
Yes, ma'am.
So have you seen some new businesses open? I know we're celebrating 25 years, but do you have some new ones?
Absolutely. We've recently had a Just Peachy Boutique. We've had several others that have, in the last 12, 13 months, we've had a general store open downtown.
Oh, cute.
And she's got the cutest gifts. They make shirts. They just, any kind of little knickknack that you think you would need, she's got it. So we really have a wide variety of everything.
I think it's really great that y'all are doing this over such a long period of time, because it's what, a Thursday through a Sunday?
Thursday through Sunday. And that just, you know, some people work and can't get there, but then we also have our older ladies who like to get out and shop, so they can come without the hustle and bustle of the weekend busyness.
So restaurants, I'm sure, are ready to welcome you into.
Restaurants are ready, boutiques and shops. We have a furniture store, antiques. They offer, several of them are offering discounts that week, 20%, 25%. So what I tell people is, hey, check out our website. We have a list of where you can shop and dine, and then check out their social medias, because they post all kinds of information.
Okay, so to that end, for the Chattanooga, Ringgold, Cleveland viewers here who don't live in Dalton, should they go to the Downtown Development's website to see?
Absolutely. It is, we just actually redid that, so it's downtowndaltonga.org.
Okay.
And they can go up to information and see, dine, shop, all that they need to know.
Okay, so then you can see kind of the variety of stores that are there, follow their respective social media pages, and then whatever they're doing for specials those 4 days, you'll be able to see ahead of time.
Absolutely, and that website also shows events that we have going on.
Well, let's talk about that, because I mentioned that it's early November. Christmas has not even gotten underway yet. Y'all have got big plans for the season ahead.
We have big plans. I love Christmas. Everybody says I'm a Cindy Lou Who, so I will take that. But we have our annual tree lighting. This is our 5th annual tree lighting. It is always the Friday after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And we do some stuff for the kids from 5 to 6, and then at 6 we do the tree lighting, and we have cocoa and cookies, and it's a great time. So then that kind of kicks off the next big event after Holiday Open House. And then our next event downtown is the annual Christmas parade that we partner with the Lions Club to do. And that is December 14th this year, and we are excited. The theme is Christmas in the movies, so we can't wait to see what some of the floats come through with.
So I want to ask you this before I let you run. You're a Dalton native, you said,
Yes,
proud to
ma'am.
be. But it must be fun for you to watch your hometown grow like it is.
It is absolutely amazing and rewarding to see that flourish and thrive, and all the individuals that have, gone away and come back, and then all those new that come and just and love it like we do.
Well, you can go love it and fall in love with the quaintness of it. The drive down is a beautiful one. Then you find your spot to park. It's an easily walkable downtown area. The people are friendly. You will eat, and then you'll eat, and then you'll eat some more. Lots
Yes,
of
ma'am.
restaurants, and of course the pancake breakfast that
Yes,
morning.
ma'am.
So there is your information. It all begins November 2nd. And again, that website is
www.downtowndaltonga.org.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ascension Living provides services and amenities to our residents.
It's such a close-knit group. It's so much like family.
Why wouldn't you want to live here too? Come home to Ascension Living.
I get up every day and go